In 2025, the Arizona Cardinals are going to be faced with a lot of tough choices. Jonathan Gannon is going to have to make some difficult roster cuts. Now, what are those going to look like? We're going to find out, and today we're going to be discussing and giving you guys my opinions, how I think the offense is going to look, how I think the defense is going to look, and how I think special teams is going to look, and how this 53-man roster is going to come together. Now, I might be wrong. There might be some things that you guys disagree with. If you do, drop yours down in the comment section below. We'll revisit this. We'll see what happens, and we'll see who's more correct. I'm going to give you guys what I think and why, and you guys give me your same reasoning down below. But before we do that, if you guys are new to the channel and end up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. We are on the road to 9,000, very close. So hit subscribe, 50 away. Let's get it, man. But let's go ahead and dive right into it with the offensive side of the ball first. We got some very interesting players that I think are going to make the team. Now, the receiver position I think was the most difficult. Everything else, I would say I'm relatively confident in, but at the same time, we're going to find out, and we're going to see how this thing goes, man. Let's start out with quarterbacks on the bottom middle section. As you guys see, that is going to be none other than Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett. I think it is very easy to say that our boy Clayton Tune is out of here. I don't think that is a discussion. He is gone for sure. He's gone. If he's not, I'm going to be very surprised. So Kyler obviously is quarterback one. He is going to be our starter, and hopefully for the entirety of the season he stays healthy. And then Jacoby Brissett, it's nice to have a backup quarterback who can come in here and stabilize the offense. That's what we love to see. I'm going to put my face cam back up, and we're going to go ahead and discuss more. So running backs, as you guys see, that is going to be James Conner, Trey Benson, Amari DiMercato, and then DJ Dallas. This one was a little tough. I was teeter-tottering with DJ Dallas. I like Bam Knight a lot personally, but I think they're going to rock Michael Carter or DJ Dallas. DJ Dallas is on a 2-year deal, I believe, and he actually does things on special teams. Although he did have 2 fumbles, I think he will end up making the roster. If he does get cut, I would say that is kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Now, Michael Carter, a lot of you guys probably want him to fill this 4 spot. I understand it. It feels like when he comes in the game, he does make big impact plays. I'm just struggling because he was a practice squad guy last year and hasn't really done anything in the preseason to make him actually make the roster. And DJ Dallas is somebody on special teams who can contribute. So I think he will make it for that reason alone. Special teams does play a huge factor there. Amari, when it comes to pass protection in those third down situations, he is one of the best backs on this team to have. If it's third and short, you got James Conner. Trey Benson is very utilizable in a lot of different scenarios. James Conner is going to probably be the workhorse, taking over 60 to 65% of the snaps. Trey Benson, I'm assuming he's going to get a decent workload, a really good workload this year. He's my breakout player for the year. Then Amari DiMercato, I think, is going to be that third running back. Now, we're not going to see a ton of DJ Dallas, don't get me wrong. We're probably not going to see a lot of Amari either unless someone goes down with injury. But we can always call somebody up. No one's going to snag Bam Knight, I don't think, but he looks good. I want to see what he looks like in preseason. Game 3, hopefully they just play him a lot. But we'll see. I'm pretty confident in the running backs. DJ Dallas is a little iffy, but we'll see what happens. Quarterbacks, I'm 100% confident. If they keep Clayton Tune, then by all means, just come for me. Going to receivers, this is where things get very, very, very difficult because you have some difficult cuts to make. And by difficult, I mean not at all. It's hard to keep people on this roster, in my opinion. I like Weaver. I think Simi is also good. Simi Foku, I believe. Fioku, the 6'4" receiver from the Chargers that we got. Simi is a guy that I think just off body frame alone and the speed is going to make the roster. 6'4", you can't really teach that. Xavier Weaver is like 6'1". You have Greg Dortch, who's 5'7". Zay Jones, I hope, is the starting slot. And then Marvin and Michael Wilson is your 2 outsides. I like how that looks. The receiver position is a glaring hole to me. Not really a fan of it, I can't lie. But I think that's what we're going to rock with. And now, this was a very tough decision to even get here. You guys let me know who you would rather keep. But this is where I got to. This is my judgment, and I'm pretty okay with it. I hope this is what they rock with. Then dropping it down to tight ends to the right, as you guys see, Trey McBride, Tip Ryan, and Elijah Higgins. This is the most confident group I am in the entirety of the video. These 3 will be kept. I almost guarantee it. Them and quarterbacks, I think I nailed 100%. I could guarantee it. Now, offensive line, I think this is going to be a little tough because I believe Hayden Conner is on IR because he has a knee injury, will be missing time. That hasn't been announced at the time I'm recording this, but I'm assuming that's going to happen. Paris Johnson Jr. at left, with Evan Brown on the left side, Froholt in the middle, anchoring things down, Isaiah Adams and Jonah Williams. That's going to be the starting front. Coming off the bench, we have Will Hernandez, who could play right or left guard, I believe. John Gaines can play guard center. Kelvin Beachum is a swing tackle. Gives you versatility with those three until Hayden Connor comes back, who could play guard or center as well. Then it's either him or Gaines, and you can make that decision and keep that judgment. Now, it's nice to have Will Hernandez because we actually have guard depth. If someone goes down, or Isaiah Adams for whatever reason doesn't play well, or Evan Brown doesn't play well, you could slide Will Hernandez in. Isaiah Adams could play left guard too. I like the depth. I think we are in a very good position. Kelvin Beachum struggled in his first game playing in Buffalo, but then he played very solid for the rest of the year. So I like having him back for depth. And then John Gaines also has that positional versatility. Pretty confident in the offensive line. You guys let me know, this is the offense. So before we go to the defense, you critique it 1 to 10. How much do you think I nailed this, and what do you disagree with, and who would you keep and replace? Drop those comments. Then to the defensive side of the ball. Let's actually go in order this time. Let's start at the top left. Got safeties. Pretty confident in this. Keaton Crawford is making a name for himself. Jonathan Gannon is noting that. Hopefully he is a practice squad guy. I just can't really see him making the roster. Maybe he does. Maybe we cut an inside linebacker that we have. I have 5 rostered. That seems a little high, but you never know, man. So, hey, we're gonna just dive into this. Buda Baker, Jalen Thompson. Those are your 2 starting safeties. DTD, Dadrian is just, he's a guy that I think could have a really solid season. He feels like he's going to have a little bit of a leap, and he's going to get a lot more tick. I think the coaching staff trusts him a lot more. They spoke very highly on him. He's definitely making the roster, but we'll see what happens. And Joey Blunt for special teams alone is going to make it. He is one of our best special teams players, and he absolutely deserves to be on the roster because he's the best when it comes to special teams, and that is everything I'm pretty confident in. Edge, you got Josh Sweat and Zaven Zaven Collins is going to be the 2 starters, I believe. And then you have Baron Browning and BJ Ojolari to back up. Then Jordan Birch and Xavier Thomas. This was tricky. Are they going to roster 6 edges? I don't know. Because you could also keep another defensive tackle, maybe an Elijah Simmons. If they're confident in him, you could put him on this roster because the coaching staff is talking insanely high on Elijah Simmons. So if you want, you could swap Xavier Thomas and put Elijah Simmons and roster more defensive tackles. Also, if you guys do see the defensive tackles, we'll talk about that in just a second. I did make a cut that a lot of people are probably looking at and are confused about. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not confused about it. But there's a name on here that I just X'd out. We're going to get to that. But the corners, we're going to go there first. This is also tough because you've got to limit it down. I have Max Melton, Garrett Williams, and Will Johnson as your starters. We know Starling Thomas is out for the year with a torn ACL, so he is not listed. I have Catrell Clark, Denzel Burke, and Elijah Jones making the final 53. This was tough. The corner is the toughest spot because these guys are battling. Catrell has had a pretty rough preseason. Denzel Burke has showed flashes. Elijah Jones has showed like okay flashes here and there. But our secondary got dusted. Wasn't getting coached up by Nick Rallis, so no idea. No idea what to really think and believe on the tape. So I guess we'll see. But these are the 6 I'm rostering. We took a 3rd-round pick on Elijah Jones. You got to see what he has at least at the very minimum. I think the coaching staff wants to see it too. So he's on the roster. Denzel Burke was taken in the 5th. Then Catrell Clark is just a veteran corner that knows the system. He's going to make the team. I'm pretty confident. Those are my corners. Well, let's go to defensive tackles now because this is where things get a little spicy because you've got Calais, Dalvin, and Darius. Those are your 3 starters right there. Dalvin playing nose, Calais, and Darius as your 2 defensive tackles. And you have Justin Jones, Dante Stills, LJ Collier, and no Bilal Nichols. Bilal Nichols is out of here. But our depth here is sensational. The veterans that we have in this locker room is just amazing. Calais, Dalvin, Justin Jones to mentor these guys. I love that so much. There's so much depth here. Justin Jones can come in for Calais too and give him a break. We have depth. Dante Stills always comes in and performs. LJ Collier has had a heck of a preseason, heck of a training camp. I think he's going to make the roster. Pretty confident in that. And Walter Nolan is on IR. But Bilal Nichols is probably going to get cut if I had to guess. If not, you could also say Xavier Thomas gets wiped and Bilal Nichols gets kept or Elijah Simmons gets kept. It doesn't really matter. I feel like they could roster 7 defensive tackles. Like they could. And then maybe once Walter Nolan's back, they just cut somebody or move him to practice squad. Who knows? But I like what I'm looking at. Mac Wilson for the inside linebacker. Let's start this off. Then Akeem Davis-Gaither, Owen Popo, Michael Walker. I love spelling things wrong. I love it. And then Cody Simon. I think 5 inside linebackers might be a little too much looking at it right now. And just thinking about it in general, it came to my head. I don't really know. I really don't know if that's a possibility. But, like, I don't know. I'm struggling to cut people, especially at inside linebacker. Now we have depth basically at every position. Like, I like the way the roster's constructed. It gives us depth everywhere, just in case someone were to go down. Because Michael Walker is good depth. I was thinking about cutting him as well, or Michael Walker. I was going to cut him, but I just couldn't come to grips with it because he is a veteran, was a special teams guy too. So I'm thinking they're going to give him the edge. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But this is the defense I'm rocking with, 1 to 10. You guys let me know how accurate you think I predicted it. What changes would you make and why? I'm assuming a lot of you guys will want to say Elijah Simmons is going to make the roster. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are probably... I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if you guys agree, because this is a pretty decent depth chart in my opinion. You guys let me know down below. I kept Xavier Thomas because now you have another speed rusher with B.J. Ojulari. That's why I kept him. So you guys let me know down below. Then for special teams, let me get my face out of the way. You don't need to see that. Let's talk about the kicker, Chad Ryland. As you guys see, he is going to be the starting kicker. Has looked pretty good in preseason. Has looked really good in training camp. And if he continues the season, hits game winners, and just keeps hitting bangers, we're good. Long snapper, Aaron Brewer. And then punter, Blake Gillikin. This is obvious. These are set, barring injury. These are going to be the 3 remaining on the roster. And that is 53 players. You guys let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, the moves you would make, and why. I want opinions on why you guys made that decision and exactly what the thought process was. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. That is my 53-man roster. Can't wait to hear your guys'. We are 50 subscribers away. Hit subscribe. Let's hit 9,000, man. Let's start the NFL season with a bang. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy, like I said, consider hitting that subscribe button. But it's been your boy Mythic, man. Arizona Cardinals NFL content on the daily. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.